Okay. Well, it appears that we're back. I got the laundry done. I got some shopping done. I only got a week's worth of laundry done. Good thing I didn't take everything because the whole place was just packed. Every machine. So I know I'm going to have to do that late, earlier in the morning than when I did today. Okay, I've studied this thing pretty closely, and I have some spots that I just know that I'm not going to be able to sand out. So we're gonna use the green, acryl green. Got a big turd of superfill I'm going to weigh. See all this superfill? We're going to weigh that and see what it weighs. It's a pretty big chunk. I'm kind of interested as to how much this stuff really weighs. If I can get it out of there. You'll notice on my channel I do a lot of experiments. This feels light. This piece of superfill here weighs 15 grams, so a half an ounce. You're never going to put that much superfill on an airplane. So that kind of gives you an idea how much the superfill weighs on your airplane. All the superfill on this airplane isn't that much. And this weighs a half ounce. So that's good to know. Yep, something going on here. Drop something off. Sanding block didn't want to live on the shelf anymore, decided to jump off. Okay. So I'm going to need my acryl green. I'm going to need razor blade. I'm going to need a mixing, something to put the green in. Ah, there's the spinner I was looking for. Very good. There we go. I thought I lost the darn thing. This spinner here goes on this airplane. Well, I got one or two, so yeah, that'll work. Okay. I think I'll mix on the back side. When you get a tube of this acryl green, here's something you got to do. I'll show you. Yeah. Come on now. When you get a tube of this acryl green, make sure before you start moving it, you kind of shake it up or knead it back and forth. I mean, it has a lot of liquid in it, and that liquid is like lacquer. And I think it's the thinner in this stuff, so kind of knead it. Bad Chad the other night was mixing up putty for spot putty. He could have put this acryl green on and been sanding in 5 minutes. I don't know. They don't listen to me. I'm just a dumb old model builder. What the hell did I do with the razor blade? There it is. Of course, people don't know I painted cars, motorcycles, airplanes, real airplanes, whatever. Okay, so we're going to mix on the back side of this. I could have spotted in every single spot on his car in about two minutes. And he'd have been sanding in 5. But this is automotive, so be very careful when you're using it on your airplane. Very heavy. There's 2 weighs a pound. So let's change back to this cam. As a matter of fact, let's move this one over here so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to get this area here flat before I put the tissue on, because I don't want to do a whole lot of work afterwards. So I'll take this off. Transition. You look right there, you can see that line. I'm going to make that line disappear. You can bet on that. This stuff here sands so good. Now, if this was a car, we'd be using 2-part glazing acrylic, polyester. But we're not going to mix up any polyester stuff. Too heavy. This stuff's heavy too, but it's quick. Yep, dried up already over there, so I can't do that. I need a light over here. I can't see what I'm doing. Close enough. So we used about the size of a penny or a dime or whatever. And I kind of smeared it on those cracks. We're going to sand that all back off, except for the cracks. Hopefully I get the cracks, the low spots. This particular putty is not for this, but it's only for spots. But the way that I'm doing this, I'm only using it in the lows. So, and those lows are probably 5 thousandths thick, deep or whatever, if that. Basically, it's just thick primer. So I'll sand and prime until that line goes away. I can't live with that line. It would drive me crazy. And once I get that flat, then I can put the tissue on it, brush it in, and sand it off, and it'll be perfect. And perfect is where it's at. Hear that? Guess what? It needs sanded. Imagine that. More sanding. Let's see here. Where's my little pad? My little block soft. I got a little tiny soft block. Of course, I can't find it. That's here somewhere. Guess I use a big one. Last chore of the day will be taking the trash out. Let's see. Now, can you guys hear this? No good. You couldn't paint over that? No way, hoser. That quieted up. Hear that? No good. So, once I get this leveled out, I have to sand all this primer off, the whole thing. You have to sand it till you can see through it. Otherwise, you're carrying around weight that's not necessary. And I hope you guys, get something out of this. Because it takes me a lot of time to do these. We'll probably just make this a short video. course, I said that and it went on for 2 hours one night. You see the low? I don't know if you can see that or not. You see this spot right there? That's a low. Now it's even. And it's almost ready to sand. We'll get her dialed in. I was asked if this airplane's for sale. Everything's for sale at the right price. But I doubt I'm going to get the right price for it. Because I got to replace things that are unobtainium. First unobtainium thing is my time. I wish I could find that little block. Might be in the car. Five and one, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button, and if you're a new subscriber here, make sure to ring the bell so you get notifications when I come on. Because we run a program about every day of the week and several on Saturday and Sunday. We got Saturday at John's, we got after John's, we got Sunday with Spark. We got Charles's Hangouts 2 nights a week. The most active control line site in the world is Stunt Hanger. It certainly ain't fake book. That reminds me, I got a call tomorrow. We got to get our server straightened out. I hate dealing with the Philippines. They're a bunch of knuckleheads. Oh, it's not dry yet. Too thick. Didn't dry up yet. Like, subscribe, share, hit the super chat, hit the bell. Please consider becoming a member. $4.95 a month. Not really, haven't really given any added special perks, but I will here shortly. As soon as I get all this work done, I've got to get these airplanes ready for the NAS. We are really cutting it close on this one. I think what's in the card for next year is the new airplane I have sitting on the bench, a refinish on my Junar, or at least a really good freshening up. And I think that's going to be a big issue. And I'll show you how to do that. Because of my situation, I really can't get on the paint work here in this place. I have to do it over John's, or I have to wait till I go to St. Louis. And that's kind of holding me up. But there's no hold up on building in here. So we're gonna have to retake this thing. Put it on and sand it off. Put it on and sand it off. You leave it all on there, you'll have a turd. You see how it's starting to show through there? All this primer's got to come off. This is not a car. You can't tote around all this primer. Now I'm going to get the vacuum and suck this dust off. I don't want to. I did my spring cleaning in the apartment. I don't want to trash it one day. Yeah. So basically, what I'm doing, finishing this off, I don't really want to bore you guys with the sanding of this. I mean, there's not many watchers, and it doesn't hold much interest. What I'm going to do is in 4 minutes, actually 3 minutes 30 seconds, I'm going to end the video, and I'll get it done. I'll come back. I probably won't be back till Tuesday now with the finished product, because there's probably 5 hours left of sanding and molding and fixing and priming and sanding and repriming just to get this little spot done. But when it's done, it's worth it to me. I mean, may not be to you on your airplanes. But when you set the airplane down on the tarmac and people go, wow, that's what does it for me. And it takes dedication and sanding and more sanding. When you think you got done sanding, sand it 2 more times and maybe you'll be close, and then you'll sand it again, maybe twice. So you just have to feel for the imperfections. I can feel one right there. You got to keep sanding until they all go away. So this is my after show today, and trust me, it's just many more hours of sanding, and the next time you see this, she'll be all sanded up and molded in. Just a word of advice: if you're going to use primer, make sure it's not there when you go to paint. This is not a car. You're not going to paint over a primered surface. The primer is there just to sand, to see and sand out the imperfections, and then sand it all off. And that'll give you your lightest finish if you're going to use primer. I haven't used not even a half a can here, but I didn't want to use any. But because of the way the cowl was and the fillets and this, I want it to be nice. I went ahead and used some of the primer. It's okay. It's just not as good as what I'm used to, the DC 540, but I can't get it anymore. I bought that gallon of lacquer primer to make my own. I just haven't got around to trying that yet. We got a round spot in there. I wonder what that is. I don't know. I'll have to, you can see it, but can't feel it. Now I'll get it fixed. All right, guys, been 30 minutes. Don't want to bore you. I got nobody to talk to. It's a lot of work. I'm telling you. It is a lot of work to build one of these airplanes. And especially when you're on a deadline, a time crunch. This has to be in paint. This is April. No later than May 30th. Not that's cutting it real close too, because the gnats are in June this year instead of July. So we may not make it. I don't know. And Dan, if you're watching, you best be sanded. Oh, I got lots of time. Yeah, right. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you Tuesday night. Check out Charles's Monday night hangout. He comes on at 6:45 Pacific Standard Time, which is 9:45 Eastern. And listen to them guys cackle back and forth. Some of them know what they're talking about. All right. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. Come on.